Hello everyone, it is the Paragon back at you with another video to the Paragon squad. This, of course, is directed to. And I like to think of myself kind of as, I'm your favorite Supercoach YouTuber's favorite Supercoach YouTuber. So, to be honest, you probably don't even have to limit that to just Supercoach YouTubers. Like, I'm your favorite YouTuber's favorite YouTuber. Maybe even just even more than that. I'm your favorite person's favorite person. Or even like, I'm your favorite entity's favorite entity. Okay, now that we've got all the philosophical stuff out of the way, let's dive into the super coach. So again, another year this round, which has already happened. So 1978, the season rank, we went up 814 spots. So 18,663. And yeah, I'm also very late on this review. I must admit it is Wednesday today. Obviously, the round finished on Monday, but it happens sometimes. So let's get into the team. We've got big plans. We do. And I'll show you guys. So what I'm thinking, number one, Caleb Smith has popped off. So very good pick. Anyone that went with him after I recommended him, good job as well. So got the buy this week, of course. But like him and Angus Clark should be the ticket to my 23rd premium, I would say. So that should be good. And yeah, so that should be fine. And yeah, just looking at how the team did this week. So Max Holmes, obviously in the absence of Bailey Smith, did very well. Whitfield, so I brought him in this week. And like I knew he was playing a little bit forward of center because he had been the past couple weeks, and that obviously led to his low scoring, which is why he had been declining in price. But I was like, oh, they can't keep him up there forever, can they? But maybe they can. So yeah, not that good. He didn't have a touch for the first like 20 minutes of the game. So he started out badly. I guess maybe it was just a slow start. If he did touch the ball a few more times in that first 20 minutes, maybe he would have got a 95 or something. I don't know. Sorko, 80. Yeah, Smith, as I said, did well. Carroll, not that good. 30. Clark 71 is nice. We'll get these two boys back this week, which will help out. Also, I'm recording this, I think it's about 4:40 p.m. right now. So it's like a twilight. It's like a twilight video almost. So you may see the sunset to my left as we go through. Neil 92 is okay. Chera 109. He was actually on track for more than this. I think he slowed down a bit. Maybe that, I mean, he didn't get a concussion, but that big hit he got, I can't remember who it was by, but maybe that dazed him a little bit. And then Petrarca 115, that's good. Dacos 95, you'd want a bit more. So he was gonna be my fallback captain option if Cherry didn't work out. So lucky I didn't have to captain him. Rosie 116, good. Ashcroft 107. He was on I think like 85 or something at halftime. Slowed down a lot. Like seriously, I was expecting this to be a bigger game when I saw that. You know, I was hoping this could be another 130, 140. Sheasel, on the other hand, he was going terribly, halfway through the game after the first quarter. I can't remember exactly. But, like I might be your favorite Supercoach YouTuber's favorite Supercoach YouTuber, but I'm probably the only Supercoach YouTuber that doesn't watch football or doesn't even like football because I watched like no football this round, like pretty much zero. So I don't really know what happened. I was checking the scores a little bit, but it is what it is. These things happen sometimes. So yeah, Sheezel 504K. Look, he had a high break even. So, it is what it is. Didn't actually go down too much. Only it's 12.5K. He was looking like, after the first quarter, he might go down 80K. So luckily that did not eventuate. And then, look, none of these guys are getting games. Clay Hall is like a standout in the waffle every single week for the West Coast Eagles team. They're getting battered every single week in the AFL. Like, seriously, it's pretty unfathomable that he's not coming in and getting a game. Like, ridiculous, to be honest, but whatever, you know. Cherry 153, yeah, so this guy just does it every single week, just an absolute warrior in there. So, yeah. And I also just found out during the week that he got married. I don't think it was that recent. I think it might have been at the end of last year, but I just found out during the week. So, congrats to him. Rowan Marshall, Did not play, neither did Harry Boyd. Bailey Smith laid out, so that obviously hurt because I did have 19 going into the week, but Bailey Smith was one of those 19. So when he didn't end up playing, that meant I had to cop this Matt Carroll score. And yeah, he was by far my lowest scorer. Who was the next lowest besides him? I think it was Angus Clark with a 71. So it's like, yeah, I had to cop an extra 41 points. So, or less 41 points, lower 40. Oh, 41 points reduced off what I would have got otherwise if Bailey Smith played because he probably wouldn't have scored more than 71. Anyway, Bolton will get back this week. Warner, look, 88's not the worst. It's still pretty bad. But I think he's just going to go this week on his bye. I think I've just had enough. Like Sydney's midfield, it looks like they're pivoting a bit away from Chad Warner. So, yeah, like 3 round average is pretty poor. What is it, like 70 or something? 76. So I think he's just going to go, which is sad because he hasn't really made me much money. Like I brought him in for 460, I think. It was one of these 2 weeks. I think it was after this 121. Oh, I can't exactly remember when it was. But it was around 460 when I brought him in. And so now he's going at 478. So he's made like 18K. It would have been better if I got rid of him up here after when he was 540K. But I mean, I was going to hold him to his buy. So maybe that was the wrong call. I don't know. But yeah, Rankin, 89. We might trade him at his buy. I think that's next week. Let me double check that. Yeah. So we may trade him next week. Just depends. Daniel 124. So looking like he's going to have a lot more of the backline to himself, which means I think he's a hold, definitely. Like his last 3 weeks haven't been that bad. For a guy who started the year at like 260K or whatever. Oh, he's 269K as it says. So I think we'll just hold for the year with him. He's consistent. He gets a game every week, so I don't mind it. These two, okay, so finally, after keeping them both, I think they're both going to be back this week, McRae and Horn Francis. So that would be good. They're two welcome additions. And Jordan Dawson, 108. I think he was on about 70 at halftime. I was expecting a little bit more from him as well. If he got a 130, 140, would have helped us out a lot as well. But not to be. So what I'm thinking here is, firstly, we're going to do. What was the one trade I was just talking about? Yeah, Warner probably goes out. Well, before we do that, let's just look at how our team would line up this week if we didn't make any trades. So if we did not, then it would be. So we've got a bit of a logjam in the forward line. We've got 7 premium forwards, but Warner's got to buy this week anyway. I think Bailey Smith would play. But yeah, so we would have this week 5 premiums, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So we'd have 20 premiums this week, plus an extra one rookie. So we'd have 21 overall this week, which is obviously a good amount. But I think we want to strengthen that even more by going Warner out. And what it's going to mean is we need to go a rookie, of course, in as well. So again, my good rookies are Clark and Smith, so they've got to stay. They've definitely got to stay. We'll be trading out one of the dead rookies, which we've got a few of. So it could be Cooper Simpson, it could be Clay Hall, Huswaite, Boxall, Cambriali. I think for the trade, I'm thinking we've only got 5 or 7K here, and I want to bring in a big dog, to actually help the team get a lot better because we don't want another Chad Warner in the team, obviously. That was no point. It's no point trading it a mid-pricer that's not that good to another mid-pricer that's not that good. Nick Martin's been really good recently, but we're not going to go him. Way too expensive as well. So what I'm thinking is we are going to go, as you'll see. So we'll start off with the rookie to see how much money we can get up to. So we'll slot Petrarca in the forward line, which actually still means we've got 7 premium forwards. So I think if we do go out Rankin before the buys, that will be good. But yeah, so what we're gonna do is rookies this week. You've got that Hugh Jackson guy. I think that's his name, Jackson. So he's played 2 games. He's 23 and 58, so not that good overall. But I think like yeah, the number one guy that everyone's gonna probably be looking to bring in this week is this Zach Johnson. Again, I've got no idea who he is, but yeah, 26% of people are bringing him in. So seems like the pretty obvious pick. So we'll go him, and that gives us 394K in available cash. So looking at that, again, I think Smith and Clark are obviously going to stay. We could trade out Carroll because he low key might be max price right now at 187K. Break even at 34, but it's against West Coast. So like to be honest, I will give him one more game if he plays. Yeah, I probably will give him one more game. And I mean, because he is a guy who actually might play. So there's no point trading when we've got dead rookies who are just not going to play. So we could trade out a Clay Hall, but again, I think Clay Hall, if anyone was to play, he's probably the biggest chance out of any of these dead midfield rookies. And I think, yeah, we could trade out a Simpson. Just doesn't have enough cash on his head. Neither does Campriali. Boxall has a little bit, but not too much, and Husway doesn't have that much either. But if we do Husway, then we get 564K. And there is one midfielder who a lot of people are targeting this week, who is coincidentally priced at 563K and $700. So that's $563,700 for anyone counting. And that guy is Zach Butters. So we have $300 spare to do this trade. So it's what I'm looking at definitely. Sorry, apologies everyone. I'm a little bit under the weather. So anyway, we'll do this, and this is the trades we would make. So we just do these two. So Johnson, Huswaite, Butters, Warner are our trade-ins, trade-outs, and this is how we would line up this week. So it means it actually means we have seven premium forwards, and I can only put six on ground. Well, actually, I did not anticipate on that. We might not go Johnson then. Or we could go Johnson. Hmm. Actually, we may have to instead of going Johnson, because I don't want to play Petark on the bench. There's no point in doing that. So we might just do instead. Yeah, I didn't think of that. Okay. But I want to get Butters in, obviously, you know. So what we might do instead is we may just go Carroll out. We'll see how much money that brings us. See who we can get. Still go Warner. And then if we subbed Rosie back, and if we put Horn, no, don't put Horn Francis in the middle. What if we put so no, okay, well Butters is the main guy we want to bring in. The rookie can switch up potentially, but Butters is the main guy. And then if we just look at break evens in the forward line, what is it looking like? It's Campbell Gray, Dewar, Keeler. We've only got 131K to play with, so we don't have a ton. It's yeah, there's not that many good ones. I mean, Ted Closey is a potential option, but I mean, realistically, like he's too big a sub risk, you would assume. You know, he's probably not actually that bad a player. He's just too big a sub risk in a strong Geelong team. So yeah, because these two would come on, and he's really the only one that you would do here, I would say. Yeah, unless we went Will Hayes, but he's on the buy anyway. We might go Closey because at least if nothing else, he will play. Actually, in saying that, Sam Butler did actually play this week, and he was actually not too bad. Well, I can't really say that because I didn't really watch much football this weekend or ever. But I reckon he may get some consistent games. Him or Ramsden. I might actually bring in a Sam Butler, to be honest with you. He's actually not the worst option. So we may just do that. Just because, again, I would go the Johnson guy, but I go Zach Johnson, but I've got to do a forward, you know? I can't do a mid. So that's the dilemma. So if we put all these guys on ground, though, we'll look how it ends up. And we've got it like this. Let's put these guys on ground. And Clark, that means Oh, a Clark for a Clark. Jordan Clark comes on, Angus Clark comes off. Okay, so that means we have on field this week six premiums, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. No, 10, 11, 12, 13. Let's put Marshall on for a 14th, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So we got 21 playing premiums this week. It's best 18. So we should have a good week this week. So we only have Nick Dacos on the bye this week. Is that real? We do. Because we traded out Matt Roberts last week when we saw he was on the bye. And now we just traded out Warner. So we should have a pretty good week this week, I would say. You know, we're pretty strong. 21 premiums. So if we look at captaincy options, we've got Sinclair against the Bulldogs. Probably not going to go there. Although, what did he score against them last time? Because they only played, I reckon, 7 or 8 weeks ago. Oh, I only scored 70 against them. Okay, never mind. So, Max Holmes in good form, but with Bailey Smith back, probably won't have as much opportunity. And again, Max Holmes, probably more than anyone in the competition, is a yo-yo. So, 1 week good, 1 week bad. Is kind of his thing. So, probably not going to look there. Now, my thing is taking a very long time to load my screen. So, sometimes you just have to give it time. What if I press the refresh button? I wonder what will happen. Let's take a look. Oh boy. Okay, so Jordan Clark, he's got North Melbourne. That's a good matchup. That is a good matchup. At Optus as well. Yeah, because yeah, North Melbourne have like sold their soul to play in Western Australia or something like that. It's a bit weird. But anyway, Whitfield, I mean, you could go Clark. I don't know though. But Whitfield against Brisbane is okay. I probably wouldn't do that though. Not in his role that he's currently got. Rosie is not bad against Melbourne. Zorko against, although Melbourne aren't that bad a team anymore. I mean, they just took it up to Collingwood pretty well. Zorko against, who's he got? Giants. Neil against Giants. Butters against Melbourne. I mean, yeah, Butters is like a permanent captain option, which is a good thing about bringing him in. Like you could just captain him every single week. So that's another good one. Again, I think I outlined four guys that I wanted to bring in that I thought would just be really good luxury upgrades. So that was Lockie Whitfield, Zach Butters, Max Gawn, and Marcus Bontempelli. So you've actually got two of those four in right now. I mean, Whitfield hasn't really panned out that way, but I think if he goes back, he could be really good again. He's just got to go back instead of being forward. But anyway, Butters, I think is still going to be really good for us. And then it's just Gawn and Bont, but they're just going to be so hard to get. I think we actually might be able to get Bont in a few weeks. Just have to wait a little bit. So with a 164 break even, if he can just have a semi bad game and get like another 100, he comes down 30k and he comes below 600. And then we could target him for next week, potentially for ranking. But we need someone to come down. We need to trade out someone and make like 100k off them, which I don't really see any of our rookies having that potential, like unless it was Clark. But again, I'm not going to trade Clark just to do that. So Angus Clark, that is, not Jordan. But yeah, Chera's been playing really well recently, but I wouldn't captain him. But he's been going really well. Petrarca against Port, no. Ashcroft against GWS, no. Sheasel against Fremantle, no. And Cherry against Fremantle. So he's got Luke Jackson in the ruck. Again, just with the form he's in. You can't really look past him. So I think that's what we'll do there. Marshall against English is a not too bad matchup either. Bailey Smith against Essendon is a good matchup as well. McRae against Bulldogs. Again, his old team, but he didn't do that well against them early in the year. I think he only got about an 80. Who else we got? Horn Francis in his return game, probably not. Bolton. Bolton against North is good. He likes to beat up on these bad teams, I reckon, as well. What's his projected score? Well, 141, 250 is either side of that. Maybe he doesn't like to beat up on the bad teams too bad. But anyway, he's been in good form. Hopefully the bye was good for him. And he's now going to be better for us. But he was not too bad anyway. Rankin against Hawthorn, Daniel against Fremantle, and Dawson against Hawthorn. Okay, I reckon. Hmm. I reckon it might just be Cherry into Butters. I reckon. Like we've got our new shiny tool in Butters. Let's use him. So it might be Cherry into Butters this week. I just hope Clayton Oliver doesn't go and try to tag him. Is Clayton Oliver still tagging? I don't know. I don't think I've watched a football game in about a month. So we'll see. I'm just joking, actually. I did watch like two quarters on the weekend. Sometimes though, sometimes there's other priorities in life than just watching football. So sadly, I don't know. I couldn't watch that much. Maybe I'm the only Supercoach YouTuber that doesn't watch football. I don't know. Well, I do watch, just not that much. Anyway, well, sometimes I watch a lot. Okay, anyway, that's enough on that. What did I watch this week? I think maybe I watched a quarter of the Carlton Essendon game, and I think maybe I watched a quarter of another game. Again, I know you guys are probably enthralled by that conversation. But anyway, okay, that's pretty much all I've got for this video, I reckon. The thing is, trades-wise, we're not going too bad. We got 12 left. A lot of people will probably have less than 10 right now. So we've been conserving. Our rank is obviously not that good, but I reckon we can probably come home strong. So we got 22 premiums overall in the team. So we're good on that front, at least. You know, we would like a 23rd, and we're going to try to get a 23rd as well with Caleb Smith, Angus Clark, and probably maybe Clay Hall if he can just play another one or two games, get up to maybe 230, 240K, and then we'll just use three trades to get our 23rd premium. There'll probably be someone at like 450K anyway, so it'll probably work out. We just need someone good there. And then, yeah, after that, we could have done Tom Stewart a few weeks ago, and he's been going well since. We could have done him for, I think, 410K. He's at 423K, and we could have done him. He's scored 200 since. He's been good. He's been very good. So yeah, we could have done that. But anyway, it is what it is. So yeah, so three trades would be our 23rd premium. So then we'll be at nine trades with a fully upgraded team. And then we need to bring Max Gorn and we need to bring Marcus Bontempellian. Say each of those takes two trades, then we've got five trades left for the season. And those are just five injury trades. And I'm fine with that. If we've got 23 premiums and five injury trades, that should be fine. And I mean, obviously, the closer we get to the end of the season, if we need to keep those, or if we've still got them in the bank, then we can just use them to keep upgrading the team. But we'll see. Again, it's a long season. We just ticked over the halfway point of the season. Well, again, the season's what, 24 rounds, and we just passed the 13th round. So we've got 11 more rounds to go. We're only like 52% of the way through. We still got nearly half left. So it's a long season. So we just need to stay in there. A lot of people drop off late just because they don't have the trades in the bank. So we just need to stay disciplined with that, you know? I mean, I guess that makes you think, is it worth trading out Chad Warner? I think so because Zach Butters is one of these guys I would want. So I think it is worth it. And Sam Butler had been in really good form in the VFL, I'm pretty sure. So yeah. Okay. Anyway, what would Trade Assist say? What's their recommended trade? Well, they're only saying one more. But yeah, they're saying Johnson. Might not be too bad. But again, I think I would want Johnson. It's just I can't for the positions wise. I'm not going to play Petrarca on the bench to play Zach Johnson on field, obviously. So yeah, or Rankin on the bench to play Zach Johnson on field. Still not worth it in my opinion. Anyway, that's pretty much all I've got for this video. Thank you guys all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.